Hey guys, Wade Paquin with WKP Construction. On this week's episode, I thought I'd come to you from the office and talk about the importance of job cost coding and job cost tracking. So job cost tracking is one of the most important things we do as a custom home builder and running a successful construction company, right? You need to know your cost. When the phone rings, it's a potential client or an architect that says, hey Wade, I've got this great early design on this house. It's shingle style, mid to upper range finishes. What's this going to cost to build per square foot? That's a really tough question to answer, and I hate being put in that spot. I like to say, at the end of the day, the job costs what it costs, because most of our work is all cost plus, and divide it by whatever number you want for your square foot cost. But we can guide that process in the beginning by all of the data that we have in our archive, because we've been job cost tracking for over 12 years. So we've got a wide range of projects that we can go back on and look at what those projects cost, what kind of finishes, what kind of materials were used, and help guide the client and architect in the design process. So let's take a second and just talk about what job cost tracking and coding is. The Construction Specification Institute, CSI, has 16 divisions of construction. Within each division, there are subdivisions that basically make up almost any possible area of work that you can think of or scope that would be on a project, from the residential to commercial side. If for some reason something that you're doing on a project is not in there, we can change that on our software system and add that code in so it's applicable to our particular project. So all of our project management team is responsible for job cost coding, and that starts out in the field, right? They have all the CSI codes that we're using for that particular project. They get the timesheets from our in-house employees, they get material invoices, receipts, subcontracts, all of these things that they're cost coding to the area of work that's on that project, the scope of work. And then it gets to the office, where the office manager is then taking that information and putting it into our software system, which is Sage Master Builder Contractor 100. And it prints out these beautiful reports, job cost journals by division, by category and line item. All the information is there, all the labor, materials, what was spent, copies of the invoices, everything's right there. And then you can simplify it by doing a job cost summary, which is basically just all of the line items that make up the entire scope of the project. And you can see what the budget is, what the costs to date are, what the balance is. So any given day, and we update this weekly, but so any given day or every week, we'll log into the system and see where we are on the budget. Are we on track? Are we off track? If we're off track, why are we off track, and how do we get back on track, right? That's really important to stay on budget. All of our projects are cost plus, so it's really important for us to stay on or under budget. So that's basically how it works from the field to the office, and then we've got these beautiful reports that we can pull up any given time, look at, assess, and when that phone rings and it's a potential client or architect looking for that information, we can call them back within a couple hours and say, hey, here's a couple of examples of a house we did similar, and this is generally what it costs. And that's basically starts the pre-construction process on most of our projects with architects and clients. And I'll talk about the pre-construction process on another episode. So in the general scheme of things, it's really important to know your costs when operating any sort of business. But in the construction world and being a high-end custom home builder, there are so many moving parts, there are so many variables. If you're not tracking those costs, you're doing yourself a disservice, you're doing your client a disservice, and you're doing potential clients a disservice, because having that information at your fingertips can really drive a conversation with a potential client, can build trust with that client, and most likely land you several jobs. And I can speak the truth to that because I've experienced that. So I thought this would be a little bit of a different episode this week, switching it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the different format. I'll be doing some more episodes from the office here, probably the next one on our pre-construction services. And if you guys have any other ideas, feel free to DM me on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you are, WKP_construction. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you soon right here on The Build Show.